Hello, this is Jan, and in this video I would like to share a story with you. A story about how a girl changed the way I learn foreign languages. Okay, so back in 2009 I got the opportunity to go on exchange. I went to China and I spent half a year in a small city in the south called Guilin as an exchange student. And the goal was to learn about Chinese culture and to learn the Chinese language. Now after the first 3 weeks, I think it was 3 or 4 weeks, was one night where we went to like a local bar. And we had fun. We were drinking some beers and I was with other Dutch guys, and then there was this Chinese girl. She was looking at me all the time. And I had a few beers, had the confidence. I was like, okay, why not try to explore the Chinese culture, to explore the Chinese people, basically get to know some local girls, right? So I approached her and said a few things. Ni hao, how are you? Ni hao ma, these were the phrases that I had learned. And then I ran out of things to say, so I switched to English. And there was one problem: she didn't speak any English. So we were kind of communicating, we were having fun, we were laughing, but it was really a mix of some basic words and phrases that I had learned in the previous weeks and body language. Now, there's a long story, but eventually she became my girlfriend. Yes, and she really didn't speak any English. So I was really forced to use the Chinese that I learned during the day to then use it with her, basically try out if it really worked in the real world, right? So I did that for 5 or 6 months, and then by the time I had to go back, I was actually speaking Chinese. I was conversational. I could really hold conversation with her. I could even send text messages in Chinese, and it really made me wondering, because I've always been very bad at languages at school. I still remember how my teacher in high school told me after an oral exam that I failed. He said, "Jan, your English is so bad. You know what? I think you will be better off if you just choose for a career for which languages are not involved." And it kind of discouraged me, but I thought, yeah, no, maybe he's right. Maybe I should not just do that. But I had all this passion for traveling, for other cultures. So I ended up in China, and now I became conversational in Chinese in only 5 months. I wasn't even conversational in English after 4 or 5 years. Same for German, same for French. I studied all these languages at high school, and now I was speaking Chinese after only 5 months. So what did I do differently? Now, I was in China, which maybe helped because I was more motivated to learn the language, but there were a few other things that I was doing completely different other than having a Chinese girlfriend. And what that was, well, I will share that with you in this video series. So make sure to subscribe. And then in the next few videos I will share with you a few principles which I used in my time in China. And then later I also used these same principles when I went to Brazil to learn Brazilian Portuguese. Later when I learned French, Cantonese, all these other languages. It's really transformed the way I learn foreign languages. So make sure to check it out in the next few videos. Thanks for watching and see you soon.